All right, hello boys and girls. Thank you for joining me for our music lesson. Today we are going to do a lesson called On the Move with loud and soft. So in music, music is made up of both loud sounds in music and there are soft sounds in music. So this lesson is going to be a lot about listening for and identifying both loud sounds in music as well as soft sounds, okay? So to music, you can move like people or animals. And the question we have is, will you move loudly or softly? Okay, so as we take a look at these different pictures on this page, in each of these different pictures, we have things happening that could be loud sounds or could be soft sounds as well. So if we look at this first picture right here, these are drummers, okay? So they are drumming and they're in what's called a drum corps, where a bunch of people march and play music together. You might see a drum corps in a parade, or you might see them at a local fair. So they all play the same song together as they are marching along. So if you've ever seen something like this, just for a minute, I just want you to think about what kinds of sounds might you hear when you hear a drum corps? Are you going to hear loud sounds? Are you going to hear soft sounds? Or are you going to hear some of both? So just think about that for a moment. So I know that when I hear a drum corps marching along, I know that I hear some really loud sounds when they're really close to me and the drummers are drumming away like this really loud when they're very close to me. So I do hear loud sounds, but I also hear soft sounds because sometimes in music, some parts of the music are louder and some parts of the music are softer, especially when the drummers are far away. So when they're far away, it sounds softer to my ear, but when they are closer, it might sound a lot louder. So I know that with the drummers, I hear both loud and soft sounds. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to a song called Hoedown, and it is from Rodeo. It is by a composer named Aaron Copland. Okay, so we're going to listen to Hoedown. It is from Rodeo. A composer is Aaron Copland. The composer is the guy who writes the music, or the girl who writes the music, okay? So that is called the composer. So what we're going to do is I want you to listen to the song. I'm going to play the song in just a minute. I want you to listen to the song. And in the song, whenever you hear loud sounds, I want you to give a thumbs up. Whenever you hear soft sounds, I want you to do a thumbs down. I am going to be here on the bottom of the screen where you can see me. That way I'm not blocking anything here for you to see, but I'm going to bring up the video and I want you to listen and I want you to follow along. Anytime you hear loud sounds, give it a thumbs up. Anytime you hear soft sounds, give it a thumbs down. I really like this song and I think you'll like it too. So let's listen to Hoedown by Aaron Copland. Okay, here we go. So boys and girls, I just want to point out this guy here on your screen. He is the guy who stands like this in front of the orchestra, and his job is to be what's called the conductor, okay? So the conductor, this guy right here, he directs everybody else who is playing their instruments And when he keeps the beat with his hands, that tells the other instruments when to play and how to play together so that everybody can play together and make beautiful music. So he is the conductor. Let's listen to Hoedown. Okay, great. So we are going to stop there. We've had a good listen to Hoedown, or most of Hoedown. That's a really, really long clip. So we are going to come back here to our loud and soft. So during that listening example, I was just listening, and then when there were loud sounds, I was giving a thumbs up, and when there were soft sounds, I was giving a thumbs down. So I'm going to move me, and then let's go over to this picture over here. And in this picture, it's horses who are running. So just for a minute, I want you to think about, would there be loud sounds, or would there be soft sounds? Or maybe you might hear both. So just take a few seconds and think about this picture. Are there loud sounds, soft sounds, or both? And then we are going to go on to our next listening example. So think about this one just for a few minutes and then, or a few seconds, and we'll talk about it. Okay, so when I look at this picture, I know I've never really stood by while there's a herd of wild horses running by. I don't know if you have ever done that before, but I do know that I have heard horses running like in a race or something like that. So, and I've seen horses running through the field before. So I would think that it'd be a little bit like the drummers, where if they're right next to you running, I imagine it could be pretty loud. And I also imagine if the horses were running far away that I wouldn't hear them very much. Like if I'm taking a walk out in the country somewhere and I see horses running through a field, I know that when they're far away, I usually only hear soft sounds. Okay, let's take a look at this picture here. This picture, and think about would we normally hear loud or soft sounds if we were watching a ballerina dance? So just take a few seconds and think about that, and we'll talk about that one as well. Okay, so I think with the ballerina, I really think that the ballerina is making soft sounds. She has special shoes that are very, 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 very soft. And in this picture, there's only one. And part of ballet dancing is to be very graceful and smooth and make beautiful movements with your body. So I think those are mostly soft sounds. All right, let's just take a look at this one. I think this one is kind of an easy one. If you are hammering and nailing something together, if you are building something, or if you're helping someone build something, yeah, I think that the hammer on the nail could be very loud. I guess it could be soft sometimes too if you are just kind of lightly tapping the nail. Maybe you're just hanging a picture on a wall. So maybe it could be both loud and soft. All right. So again, we're going to listen to another example here. We have this one is called Reverie. This is from Scenes from Childhood. And the composer, the one who wrote the music, is Robert Schumann. The composer is Robert Schumann. He's the one who wrote the music. So we are going to listen to Reverie. And in the same way, when you hear loud sounds, I want you to give a thumbs up. And when you hear soft sounds, I want you to give a thumbs down. And I will be doing the same thing with you. So let's go and listen to Reverie. Let's get out of this one and let's go here and listen to Reverie. Sorry about that, guys. This should be ready to go. Listening for loud sounds, thumbs up. Soft sounds, thumbs down. Okay, very good. We are going to pause there and we are going to go back to our lesson over here. Very good. So we were identifying loud sounds and soft sounds in Reverie as well with our thumbs up and our thumbs down. So now we're going to have a little bit of fun and we are going to go back to our Hoedown by Aaron Copland, this one over here, our Hoedown. And I want you to imagine that you have one of the instruments that you see in the orchestra that is playing, okay? So you can imagine that you have a violin, you can imagine that you have a cello, you can imagine that you have the drums, or you can imagine that you have the trumpet. But what we're going to do is we are going to play along with the song Hoedown. If the song is very soft, if you hear soft sounds, you're probably going to play your instrument softly. If you hear loud sounds, you're going to play your instrument loudly, okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to Hoedown, and you can pick whichever instrument you like, use your imagination. Let's try to match our playing of an instrument with the loud and soft sounds. Okay, let's go back to Hoedown. Gonna put me up here, maybe get me out of the way. We're gonna go back to Hoedown. Remember, this guy is the conductor. He is the one who keeps the beat of the music so that everybody can play together. All right, so let's get ready to play. Actually, maybe you wanna know what? If you look around here, maybe you'll see some of the different instruments that they have, and you can choose which one to play. Okay, here we go. And you can switch instruments too as you play. Just match the feeling of the music with whatever instrument you're trying to play, loud or soft. Very good. Just match the feeling of the music. If it's loud, you're going to be playing louder. If it's soft, you're going to be playing softer. All right, very good. Okay, we're going to stop there. So matching the feeling of loud and soft, because music is made up of loud sounds and soft sounds and everything that is in between. Okay, great. So we're going to go on a little bit more here with a few poems that I have for you to help us learn more about loud sounds and soft sounds. Okay, so let's take a look at our loud sound poem. So what we're going to do is I am going to read this poem to you. It's just called Loud. And when I read the poem to you, I want you to listen for, are there words in this poem that make you think of loud sounds? We're not going to do any soft sounds, just loud sounds. So think about that while I'm reading the poem. So the poem is called Loud. The banging of a trash can, the honking in the street, the roaring of a lion, the stomping of your feet, the booming of the thunder, the yelling of a crowd. All of those noises are sounds that are loud. So think for a few seconds, are there words in there that remind you of loud sounds? Okay, so the words in here that remind me of loud sounds are banging, are honking, roaring, stomping, booming. Oh, we could even do lion. That reminds me of a loud sound. Thunder. Thunder reminds me of a loud sound. Yelling reminds me of a loud sound. And a crowd. Okay, all those words remind me of loud sounds. Okay, so this time, what I would like you to do is I will read a line to you. I will say it first like this, and then when I go like this, I want to hear you say it back to me. Okay, so the first time we're just going to practice reading. So I will say, when I go like this, you do it right back to me. The banging of a trash can, the honking in the street, the roaring of a lion, the stomping of your feet, the booming of the thunder, the yelling of a crowd. All of those noises are sounds that are loud. Very good. So this time I want you to try it, say it with me. Okay, so I'll just say 1, 2, ready, go, and you'll read it with me. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. The banging of a trash can, the honking in the street, the roaring of a lion, the stomping of your feet, the booming of the thunder, the yelling of a crowd. All of those noises are sounds that are loud. All right, very good. Let's try that one more time. 1, 2, do it with me. The banging of a trash can, the honking in the street, the roaring of a lion, the stomping of your feet, the booming of the thunder, the yelling of a crowd. All of those noises are sounds that are loud. Okay, very good. So this kind of has a little bit of a beat to it, and we can put a beat to it. So it's a little bit, maybe I'll clap. It's a little bit hard for you to see because I wanted to do like pat, clap, pat, clap. Maybe I can do that. I can do pat, clap, pat, clap. So if you're at home, you can pat like on a table or on your lap or on a desk. You can pat and then clap, pat and then clap. It's too hard for you to see my desk, so I'm going to do it up here, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to try to keep the steady beat of the music, or of this poem, by doing pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap. The first time, all I want you to do is do pat, clap, pat, clap. With me, I will say the words. The second time, I will have you say the words with me and do pat, clap, just to feel the steady beat of the poem, okay? So first time, all you're doing is pat and clap with me. Let's get that pat, clap going. 1, 2, pat, clap, go. Pat, clap, pat, clap. pat, clap, keep it going, pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap, don't stop. The banging of a trash can, the honking in the street, the roaring of a lion, the stomping of your feet, the booming of the thunder, the yelling of a crowd. All of those noises are sounds that are loud. Keep going. Pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap. Try it with me. The banging of a trash can, the honking in the street, the roaring of a lion, the stomping of your feet, the booming of the thunder, the yelling of a crowd. All of those noises are sounds that are loud. All right, very good, very good. So I think we can have a little bit of fun with this too, and we can take some of the words and we can make loud noises with them because we are learning about loud sounds and soft sounds. So what we can do with this one, I think for banging, we can banging of a trash can. You know those trash can lids that are like this? We could almost go the banging. Like if we bang those trash can lids together, it would make a big loud sound. So we could do the banging of a trash can. And you can be really loud, okay? And the honking in the street. What's honking? So when you're driving and you need to honk at somebody, like so they don't hit you by accident or something, you honk, right? You're honking in the street, okay? What about roar of a lion? What does a lion do? He roars, right? So we could do the roaring of a lion. And then the stomping of your feet. Stomp your feet, okay? The booming of the thunder. Do you like thunderstorms? I like thunderstorms, all right? The booming of the thunder. I love thunderstorms. I love it when it rains too. I don't know why, I do. I like the sun too, so that's okay. But thunder makes a big booming sound and it just shakes everything. The booming of the thunder, you can use a big boom sound with your voice. The yelling of the crowd, so you can yell out there. The yelling of the crowd. All of those noises are sounds that are loud, okay? So I think the first time, maybe we can get the pat clap going, and you're going to keep the pat clap going while I do the movements to the words. So pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap, keep it going. Pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap, keep it going. The banging of a trash can, the honking in the street, the roaring of a lion, the stomping of your feet, the booming of the thunder, the yelling of the crowd. All of those noises are sounds that are loud. Keep going. Pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap. You try it. Pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap. Ready, go. The banging of a trash can, the honking in the street, the roaring of a lion, the stomping of your feet, the booming of the thunder, the yelling of the crowd. All of those noises are noises that are loud. All right, very good, very good. Loud sounds and soft sounds. Let's take a look at one more. This one is called quiet. All right, so we have loud sounds and soft sounds in music. This one is called quiet. So first thing, I'm going to read it to you and then we'll learn it together. Quiet, the whisper of a secret, the humming of the bees, a lullaby at bedtime as wind blows through the trees, the snowflakes falling softly, swirling to the ground. Those things are quiet. Shh, don't make a sound. All right, so these are quiet. So I will say it first, and then you say it right back to me. The whisper of a secret. The humming of the bees. A lullaby at bedtime as wind blows through the trees. The snowflakes falling softly, swirling to the ground. Those things are quiet. Shh, don't make a sound. Very good. So this time, just say with me. I'll say 1, 2, ready, go. And you'll say with me, 1, 2, ready, go. The whisper of a secret, the humming of the bees, a lullaby at bedtime as wind blows through the trees, the snowflakes falling softly, swirling to the ground. Those things are quiet. Shh, don't make a sound. Okay, so let's get a rhythm going with this, a steady beat. Let's do a pat clap. So you try with me. The first time, all you're going to do is pat clap, and I'm going to say it, and you're just going to listen, okay? So I'm going to say it, and you're just going to listen. The second time, I'm going to have you try to do it with me, but let's keep this pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap, steady beat. Keep it going, don't stop, pat, clap. Listen to me, the whisper of a secret, the humming of the bees, a lullaby at bedtime as wind blows through the trees, the snowflakes falling softly, swirling to the ground. Those things are quiet. Shh, don't make a sound. Okay, let's keep that pat clap going. This time you try with me. Here we go. Pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap. 1, 2, say with me. The whisper of a secret, the humming of the bees, a lullaby at bedtime as wind blows through the trees, the snowflakes falling softly, swirling to the ground. Those things are quiet. Shh, don't make a sound. All right, very good, boys and girls. Excellent, excellent, excellent. With this one, I encourage you at home to come up with your own soft sounds and movements to make to this poem. So words in here that might be quiet, I think would be whisper. I think humming of the bees, a lullaby is quiet, bedtime is quiet. Wind, I think, can be loud or soft, but sometimes it can blow softly through the trees. Why is this doing this to me? I don't know. Sorry about that. Also, snowflakes just falling softly, very, very soft, swirling to the ground. Those things are quiet. Shh, don't make a sound. So I encourage you at home to make up some movements to these soft sounds, whisper, humming, lullaby, bedtime, and ask someone else in your house to help you by keeping the steady beat by having them go pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap, while you say your words to the rhythm and you come up with motions for the quiet things. So you try that with somebody in your house and have somebody help you. Okay, so boys and girls, we have learned today about loud and soft sounds in music. Music has both loud and soft sounds, and we have learned to identify what loud and soft sounds are in the music. So I hope you had a good time. I will see you next time. Make sure you do your completion checklist, and I will be handing out dojos for everyone who completes the checklist and who does their music and art lessons. Don't forget to tune in on Zoom at 10:15. You can find the Zoom link on my website. All you do is click, and then you'll bring you to my Zoom room, and I will let you in. We'll be doing art and music 10:15 on Tuesday and Friday. I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day. See you later. Bye-bye.